everybody. Good morning, afternoon, evening, whatever time it is where you're at, and welcome back to Tales from Beyond Crow Lane. I am your humble dungeon master, Reed, and we are going to start the same way we always do, with some introductions. Like I said, my name is Reed. You can find me on TikTok and Hive at DND5e. You can find me on Twitter, Instagram, and Tumblr at Snail5e. You can find me on Twitch at The Gamer Snail, and you can find me here, still not knowing how football works. Mara.
Hello everyone, my name is Mara. You can find me on the internet as either College of Lore Dropout or just Lore Dropout. I sure could look and see what platforms I'm which on, but I'm not gonna do that, so best of luck finding me out there. You can also read my articles, search my name. Yep, that's me, love ya.
Thanks, Mara. Diana.
Hello, I'm Diana here with an obligatory Go Birds, even though, like Reed, I also have never understood football, even a day in my life. You can find me most places at Sapphic Strigonona or just Sapphic Strego. Once again, curse you, Twitter. That's the only bird that I'm not rooting for today. Thank you.
That was a good one. Bree.
Hi everyone, I'm Bree. I guess I'm gonna follow on the Go Birds train. Like, go birds. Birds are awesome critters. If you want to find me, hop into the Starlight Tales like Discord, or like, I don't know, follow our Patreon or something. That's it.
I love it. Thank you, Bree. Always plugging us. Jess.
Hi, I'm Jess. You can find me at Seriously pretty much everywhere, and also with no brain cells, because I surely did just realize why everyone's been saying Go Birds all day, and I did think it was Crow Lane related. It's a football thing. Okay, cool. I hope
you, Jess.
Well, okay.
I just thought we were really cool.
I thought everyone was really excited for Crow Lane today.
Oh, I love that. I love that so much. TT.
Hi, I'm TT. You can find me at TT Bread on everything. I just took a nap, so I'm feeling great. I got stuffed crust pizza. I'm doing good. So, yeah. Excited for today.
Thank you, TT. And last but certainly not least, James.
Hi everyone, I'm James. You can find me on TikTok at Nice1James and on Twitter and Instagram at TTRPGay. I hate to say it, I hope I don't get my gay license revoked. I actually do understand football. However, I don't care about it today because the only birds I'm rooting for are these fucked up little guys.
Jeez, woot, woot, woot. Thank you, everybody. Let's do announcements. This Wednesday, you can join us for Valentine's Day celebration as we begin the next 3-part small-scale tale, Dance with Death. It's bound to be homoerotic, and if you like this show, you're bound to like it. So come on down to Starlight Tales, 2:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Wednesday. We will see you there. Tales from the Starlight Ocean is back in full swing every Saturday at that time as well, 2:30. Be here, be queer somewhere else. I can't tell you what to do. This campaign happens every week on Sundays, and you're here now, and we're gonna have a great time together. Like Bree mentioned, we have a Patreon. This month is Crow Lane month. So if you like this campaign, which I hope you do, because you're surely watching right now, then come on down to, I don't know why I'm doing like a Carl Seltzer
It's very good.
Come on down
Keep
to
it going.
patreon.com/Starlight Tales. For the low price of just $3 a month, you can join us and support us financially without giving money to Jeff Bezos. Woohoo! We also have a TikTok and a Twitter at Starlight Tales _. You can go to YouTube and watch all of our VODs. You can buy our merch. You can do so many things. The world's your oyster. And
Beautiful,
today, the thing that you chose to do is watch us play Dungeons and Dragons. So without further ado, let's pass it over to our intro. And we're back.
Yep, nailed it.
I couldn't. We're gonna start that over.
Yep.
All right, guys, are we ready to switch back over to the
No, I'm
the
not.
real stream? Okay.
No, I need a 5-minute
I'm gonna
break.
take my coffee sip.
Okay. Here we go. And we're back. We're gonna start with the recap of last session. Last session started with a bomb drop as Rose revealed to the family that they're pregnant. How exciting. The rest of the episode was spent with everybody decompressing from the battle that they had with Wallow before. There are 2 new additions to the family in Sam, Nadette's secret girlfriend of 3 years, who's finally decided to leave the husband that she was cheating on with Nadette, finally. And Ruby Sr., Riva's mom, who just kind of showed up out of nowhere. We're not really sure why, but that surely did happen, huh? She's also hasn't aged a day since she got trapped in that ruby. That's kind of weird. Rose and Tenant finally had a date night. Not before discovering Eloin, one of their twin children's rubber ducky brigade, of 117 rubber ducks. And it keeps growing, and isn't that a fun collection? Nadette and Rodella had a heart-to-heart, prompted by Estrus's pleading with Rodella to make sure that the new member of the family knew what they were getting into. And the next morning, while eating a Mario-fueled breakfast, the group decided to finally open the box that they stole from Sam's ex's home. And inside that box, they found the very crown that Riva recognized was stolen from their vault. As the group started investigating the crown, we stopped. And that's where we're going to pick right back up. As a reminder, Rose, after having detect magic on the crown and found this wave of divine energy, now permanently has an extra 3rd level spell slot. All right, birds, what would you like to do?
Right. I've got an idea. Okay?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're all a little tired. We've had a busy couple days. So how about we just box this up and put it away and we worry about it later. Yeah? Good idea, right?
No.
We're tired and sore and have had stunning revelations the past few days. We could just pretend it doesn't exist for a while.
Can I insight check my sister?
Go for it. Roll persuasion, Mara.
Okay. Yeah. What'd you get? I got
12.
23.
Oh, Jesus.
I have a plus 11 to my persuasion, so... Or no.
So
Yeah,
what
plus
what
9.
does Nadette want Tenant to think in this moment?
Is genuinely just we've been through a lot, let's not open another can of worms while we're still recovering. Let's pick this up when we're rested and ready.
What does everyone else think?
I mean, it looks to me like we've already opened the box. So... I'd rather have this handled now than hanging over our heads for God knows how long.
Right, but the great thing about boxes is you can close them again. They open, and they close. And they open, and they close.
Aren't you the one who's always telling me not to, I don't know, shove things in a box and put it away and not look at it for a while?
Yeah, that's why it's...
I feel like
You
that's
should all
specific
be
advice
really
you've given me within the last
surprised that
2
I'm
days.
the one doing this and should take it seriously, right? That I'm the one telling everybody to, chill?
As
I
the,
can't
I
feel that
think,
makes sense. So,
I think as our children are bickering, I'm gonna look over to Rodella for a moment, and I want to get sort of that sort of intimate partner. What are you thinking? What are your thoughts right now? Just through that eye contact.
Rodella looks pretty tired, but I think the idea and can definitely see the wisdom in Nadette's words, but I think the idea of waiting when they have something right in front of them would probably just leave them with so much anxiety, just knowing that that thing is just sitting there and they haven't dealt with it. And so I think Rodella is kind of like looking over at, glances over at Nadette with like a, oh, that's cute, you tried, sweetie, kind of look.
Then I think Riva goes, and we tackle and address this now, or at least we get the wheels going. A box opened can be closed, but what we found cannot be unfound. Tenant, do you want to come with me? We can bring this to my office.
Sure. Puts it back in the box with a kind of pointed look at Nadette, closes the box, and then like holds it under one arm. Well, enjoy breakfast, I guess.
I'll bring a plate for you up.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Go with my mom.
Yeah, we can follow Tenant and Riva to Riva's office. Is this the office that you have in the house, or like the office in HQ?
I think it's the home office.
Okay, cool. So we head upstairs. Bree, what does this office look like? How does it differ from your office in the big building? Tell us.
I think the space is very, whereas the larger building I think is much more like modern and sort of has the feel of sort of like a place of like conversation, business of meeting, and it has that sort of sense to it. I think Riva's home space is very much so a study. There are shelves, books, like, all of the walls are covered in shelves. And these shelves you see books, but you also see boxes, treasures, collections of knickknacks. I think you see sort of a grand plush, sort of like velvet, like sort of like office chair, and like a large, probably like a black cherry desk. With the sort of like hints of like red and sort of that sort of deep, almost like, I don't know what the right word is, but there's like sort of a temptation to that color of wood. I think mounted above, not mounted above. Yeah, I think mounted above the doorway, I think are a set of horns. And I think they're, facing sort of the desk is facing the doorway in that sort of command position. And I bring Tenant inside, and there's 2 chairs like facing the desk. And I gesture to the one on the right as I sort of come around to the other side and sit down.
I think Tenant's eyes linger on the horns for just a split second before he sits down.
So, when we first collected this crown, this ruby was not there. The second time we collected it, here it is. And now we find ourselves finding it for a third time. I need to share with you something.
Please tell me you've not got another relative in that, because one long-lost relative's enough for today. No offense.
Well, I do not know what is in this gem, or why this gem is here.
Okay.
But when your grandfather disappeared, some of us believe that he had disappeared for good. Gone forever, lost. But in my last several years, I haven't been able to shake the feeling that maybe he still might be out there.
Hold on, did you not kill the guy? I know we've all said he's missing, but I assume that was code for you. You
It
didn't
was
kill
the
him?
body.
Fucking hell, Mum.
I
Okay.
was young. I was stupid. And with that, she, I think, grins a little bit at the very idea that she could possibly be stupid.
I think he raises an eyebrow at that as well.
Yeah. Continue.
The return of your grandmother solidifies a potential theory that I've had over these years, that potentially some souls or some beings may still be out there. As we've expanded our business and developing contacts, I've been trying to keep an ear out for any potential rumors, potential findings, potential clues that may confirm my suspicions. And now that we have confirmed, or at least found, your grandmother, I believe it's time to take our investigation to the next step. While I am incredibly happy for your wonderful news, I regret to inform you that our work may be preoccupying more of your time.
Sorry, I don't get paternity leave.
We can use your time and work around your paternity leave around what needs to be done.
Yeah? And what needs to be done?
I would like to continue searching and find any clues, any information that we can about the disappearance of your grandfather. And if you're concerned about your new grandchild, I'm sure that Rodella and I would be happy to be involved.
You're gonna babysit, are you? Whilst I try and find the guy who... Yeah. Okay. Fine.
Good. Well, please let me know if there's anything that you'll need. Funds are at your disposal. And I'll ask your grandmother to accompany you as well.
No thanks. I'm good. I work better alone. It's really not necessary, and, we don't even fucking know who she is, to be fair. Like, I know we know who she is technically, but do we? Have you done, tests? Like, could be in disguise. Rose mentioned something about makeup.
I'll make sure to have everything confirmed. And I think Riva gestures to, I think, a vial of her grandmother, or her mother's blood that's, I think, sitting on the desk. And come on, didn't you always want to spend some time with your grandmother?
Dead woman, no. And she is looking at me like I might, I don't know, kill her at any minute. So, the setup for cooperative teamwork is not the best one.
I mean, you could probably learn a thing or two.
Can I have the other ruby instead? Like, I feel like we're a better match, are we not?
My like DM instinct just kicked in for a moment where I'm like, roll a persuasion check.
Hey, if you want to just roll one for Riva, you're more than welcome to.
Okay, I'm gonna be if it's let's see what happens for myself.
Fucking hell.
I roll a 7 on this dice, and with a 7, I think Riva's like, you know, that's not a bad idea. I think it would be great to keep her mind off of everything that's been happening with the crows. Bring your sister.
As well, or instead of?
As well.
Fucking it.
It'd be good for both of you to get to know your grandmother.
If she fucks up, she's off. I don't care who she is. Sorry.
You won't fuck up.
Anything else?
No, you're dismissed. Oh, congratulations.
Thanks. Get up.
I sit back.
Okay. What are the rest of you doing downstairs?
As a fun little flavor note, I think when like Tenant and Riva left, Rose kind of like stopped to watch them leave with like just a little bit of a line between their brows. And anyone who was looking at Rose would notice that like the lilac and the Lenten roses and stuff and the lily of the valley in their hair, the petals seem to just like wilt a tiny bit. Just slightly. And then kind of, can I, like when they're out of sight, turn to look at Ruby Sr. and try to like judge what the vibe is there?
Sure, make an insight
General.
check.
Okay. That's a natural 20.
Ooh.
First roll of our
crazy
two.
rolls.
I am gonna DM you what you
Okay.
get.
That's a scary answer, but I'm excited about it regardless. If it matters, that's a 31 total. I just wanted to say that. Okay.
Please continue talking.
I think
Oh, I was just gonna say that I think when they first leave, Rodella stayed in place because Riva didn't say their name, so Rodella just stayed where they were. But I think Rodella took a minute to glance around, and everyone kind of clocked Rose, and then looks at Ruby really quick. Ruby, baby Ruby.
Okay. I was gonna say
my Ruby. And so I think looks at their daughter and just checks to see how Ruby took Tenant being the one.
Oh.
it's quick. It's a flash that I don't think anybody else would pick up on except for Rodella, because Rodella has seen this before. Pissed. Fucking pissed. Just like that like there was a half second after Riva said Tenant's name where you could tell that she like started to kind of get up from her chair because she thought that she was going to be called next, and then wasn't, and then kind of sat back down. But after all of that, kind of, you know, Ruby's also doing the same thing as like surveying everyone, and kind of probably notices Rose like wilt a little bit, and is just gonna kind of get up, grab a croissant in one of her hands, and just like briefly, like on her way out of the room, touch Rose's arm and be like, I've got it, don't worry, and is gonna go and wait at the bottom of the stairs for when they're done with that conversation, for my emo shithead brother who's probably pissed right now.
Oh, you know me so well.
Yeah.
I think Nadette is just kind of. Oh no, that's not a good face.
I was
for
gonna say, I'm
James.
watching James puzzle over something.
I'm not here. Don't worry about it. Everything's fine. I've actually become illiterate, which is really exciting.
Oh, good. Perfect. I think Nadette is just gonna like, sigh really heavily and then like go around the table and just like kind of collect the last of the dishes and like go into the kitchen and like bring them to Sam, who's working in there, and be like, God, I tell you, this family, wild. You never know what they're gonna do next.
Yeah.
Ridiculous. Yeah.
What's happening?
You know, Mother and my brother are gonna go and probably fuck with that weird evil crown thing. I mean, I don't know if it's evil, but just by the vibes. As if we haven't had enough going on.
Cool. Yeah. We'll kind of take the dishes from you and start scrubbing them in the sink.
Cool. I'll just fall in line beside and start drying.
Hi, I'm literate now. I think Rose turned to look at Ruby Senior, and there was just a genuine curiosity a little bit there. And then again, anyone who's looking at Rose catches how some people when they step out into the sun, notes in their hair, different color notes kind of come out. It's almost, even though we're indoors like that for a minute, where there's just this shimmer of wheat blonde that goes through and then it's gone. And then Rose just has kind of Ruby Senior, this was in the message, I'm not just role-playing as Ruby Senior, smiles back at Rose, and Rose, the rest of you would know, I don't think Ruby Senior would know, gives a very practiced, polite, courtly smile, but there is something in her eyes as she looks at Ruby Senior. And Rose is just gonna I was gonna go for a walk in the garden. Ruby, if you're not busy, I'd love to get to know you better, if you don't mind. I mean, I know it's kind of a lot, so if you don't want to, that's fine, but...
Sure. That sounds lovely. Are you sure you're alright? I know you were a little bit tired yesterday.
I'm just fine. Thank you.
Okay.
And I would love to give you a tour of the grounds.
Sure.
We can familiarize each other, shall we say.
Sure.
Great. And I kind of Yeah.
As you get up, Rodella, who very much caught the hair changing color, and because of seeing you survive the ant farm and the slow transition back to green, knows exactly what that means. Gives you a very pointed look and another look at Ruby, and just basically sets the tone for, if you need me, call me.
Oh. Yeah, I think as I kind of walk around the table towards Ruby, I just reach out and I squeeze your arm. And can I... What's my stealth? Can I try to subtly cast message to Rodella in this moment?
Yeah, make a stealth check.
Okay. It's not great. I'm gonna use actually one of my DM inspirations on that, because this feels fairly... Oh, that's worse. Okay. It's okay. It's 15. I just wanted higher. So I will cast message to Rodella, and I just say, what would Rose say on this moment? Something feels strange. I'm sure it's fine, but I'll get to the root of it. Just kind of squeeze your arm a little bit. And you can answer if you want to. You don't have to.
Yeah, I think Rodella just says, I'll be ready.
And then I turn to Ruby and I kind of force a much more genuine smile, and I hold out my arm. Shall we?
Takes it. Sure.
Alright. I go outside.
At this point, Tenant comes down the stairs and can see Ruby waiting at the bottom.
And you can see he's just kind of tensed up, and eyes kind of simmer in that way they do when they're thinking very hard, and then they kind of look at you and relax a bit and just sigh.
You wanna go for a smoke?
Yeah. Yeah.
go outside, light up a regular cigarette for Tenant, and, you know, something else for me. So, you gonna make me guess?
Mum thinks fucking Wayland is still around.
I thought Mum killed Wayland.
That's what I
Is that
said.
not the whole point?
I know.
Did they all just let that bastard live that long and nobody fucking killed him? Or nobody that we know of?
Here's the thing, he can't just have been missing for the last 20, 30 years and not
Yeah, as
come
much as I would
back.
love to believe he, I don't know, slipped on a banana peel and cracked his head open, somehow I doubt it.
Maybe he's in the fucking crown upstairs. We don't know. Anyway, she's making me take fucking...
Rick is about to say something very mean and reconsiders.
her.
If he is alive, she knew him rather well, so...
Yeah, she married him and had a couple of kids with him. She seems like a real good person to take on a mission to kill him.
Well, it kind of seems like her feelings might have changed a bit. On account of the whole, you know, lying to her children, possibly sticking her in a gem, leaving her to rot sort of way.
We don't know that was him.
Yeah, I guess we don't.
Could have been her. We don't she could be behind the whole fucking thing.
Could be behind the whole thing. She put herself in a ruby.
I don't know.
Just
Rick.
hoping that we would come across it, hoping that Mum would touch it, hoping that Mum would know how to communicate with us so that we could get her out.
There is something off about her. I don't like her.
You don't like Ruby? Yeah? Is that it?
Why are you being
I'm
weird?
not being weird. You're the one who's being weird. It's a weird situation.
I don't like that, Ruby. You're my Ruby. I like you.
Look, I'm just saying, I mean, it's an opportunity, right? She could have a lot of information that she might not even know that she has. And if you're going to be working closely with her, what better way to keep an eye on her? Yeah?
We are going to be working closely with her.
Well, should be flattered. What, usually when you go off on your little meetings, your little heart-to-hearts? I don't know. Nice to
What's
know
that
being
supposed to
brought up.
mean? What are you
What? I
talking
mean-
about, Ruby?
What? Don't act like you don't know. Know what? I mean, the two of you lately.
Me and Mum.
Yeah. If she's been thinking about it for this long, then she's probably been preparing for it, and if you're the one that she told, then that means that she was preparing to deal with it with you. Be honest with me, was it her idea to send me along? Yeah, that's what I thought. And look, I mean, she can make whatever choices she needs to, whatever. She's in charge, so what she says goes. But I'm just saying, she thinks you can handle it. I'm gonna put my dog inside a gem in a minute, I swear.
I'm so sorry.
Wait, Ruby, You're better than the rest of us. Even if she doesn't tell you enough.
Well, if she doesn't tell me, she's got a funny way of showing it.
She doesn't show anyone anything, you know.
Yeah,
this.
I know. Trust me, I know.
But please, for hell's sake, don't start taking it out on me. I cannot deal with 2 rubies on my ass, alright?
Fine, but only because you asked so nicely.
You and me, and the other one.
You're gonna have to come up
Maybe-
with something more than that. I know grandmother doesn't feel right, but
I'll figure out.
yeah.
Maybe if we can earn her trust, she will let her guard down a bit, and we can see what's really going on.
Yeah. I think that's smart.
We can't trust her.
Who do you think you're talking to? Am I the type of person to trust someone I just met?
I didn't think so.
I've known you my whole life and I barely trust you.
Who?
Fucking joking.
Give me that. Takes like your cigarette.
No, all right, on you.
What is it? Okay, well, he smokes it anyway.
Make a
Make me a
constitution.
constitution. You gotta build up a tolerance, man. You can't just go raw dogging it.
Diana's DM'd one game and now she's going DM crazy.
I've gone mad with power.
We will head back over to Ruby Senior and Rose.
Well, I'm gonna handle my dog real quick.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're about. Tell her I
no
love her.
worries.
Oh,
Yeah,
and
please
she's
give her head pat. Oh, okay.
Luna will never know. Yeah, so I think Rose kind of like walks with Ruby Senior at the front door, and I'm kind of like leading around the back of the house. My goal is to walk through like the garden that Rose like initially tended to before they moved to the cottage, kind of in that area between the cottage and the estate. And I think Rose walks in silence for a minute, and then kind of like, did she take my arm, by the way, when I offered it? Rose will kind of like rest her other hand like on Ruby Senior's arm that's linked with hers and say, I hope this isn't too forward. I just figured you might need a breath.
Appreciate that. That's it's kind of
Yeah.
you to think of me.
Yeah, well, you know, I mean, it's obviously not quite the same situation, but I was new to Crow Lane once too. So,
How did you stumble across this family?
would you believe me if I said an attempted kidnapping?
That sounds about right. Yeah,
Yeah.
I would.
Yeah. But you know, it's Rodella once said something about how it's very easy to love a Crowcolt, and that is true. And you know, I know the situation is a bit different, but I'm guessing that's something you'll discover soon yourself. I don't know much about the history. You know, I don't know. I can't stand here and claim to know what you've been through and what's happened. But I do know this family as it is now. And I know my husband. But, you know, fairly well. And I didn't know your husband, but I know that mine is not him. Genes are a real bitch sometimes, but he's not him. So you don't have to be worried. Easier said than done, I know, but so you know, I just, if there's ever a moment in the house, I suppose, where you need to come to someone who doesn't have a face that is vaguely familiar to you, I'm your neighbor. So
Thank you.
yeah.
It's disorienting to be in a different place in a different time.
I can imagine. Yeah. I mean, I won't pry, but
no,
you are welcome to speak about it if you'd like to.
It's just... I don't feel like myself.
Can I... No, I'm gonna wait. I think Rose kind of like nods very, I can't think of an adjective, but like nods in a like, I understand that sentiment. You know, I think life-changing things sometimes make you feel different when you come out on the other side of them. Do you want to talk about what that feels like for you a bit? I know you don't know me very well, but I have a bit of experience, unfortunately, with that. So
It feels like I've missed out on so much.
can I insight check that?
Sure.
I'm trying to figure out, and I'm doing it at disadvantage because I did forget I'm exhausted, huh?
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to figure out if this explanation that she's offered is like a let me give them something so she stops asking, or if this is like a genuinely the root of the feeling. Oh man, one of those was a nat 20 again. That's okay. It's still at 18.
There's truth in that, but it doesn't feel like the full picture. But you know, she keeps talking. The world seems different. This family feels different, and I feel out of practice with it all.
I think Rose is like kind of clocking that half truth, like looked out into like middle distance as if they were just like really trying to take in the words, but is instead like also kind of like trying to find strategies in real time. And kind of nods. I out of practice with...
I mean, there was this big fucking bird, and I just sat there and did nothing. It felt wrong. I'm normally the type to leap into action and hit fast and hit hard, and you know, I felt unable to.
Like unable to in the sense that you were surprised and didn't know how to react, or like physically unable to?
You know, like my body forgot how to strike.
Is there any other piece of you that feels missing coming out the other side? I mean, you know, I know that there's a lot of time that's missed, and that I can't imagine how that must feel, but
I mean, you're a mother.
Yeah.
Our little girl's all grown up.
Yeah. No, I can't imagine that. And I'm very sorry for you. Yeah. But I mean, she's all grown up, but she's also here. And I mean, it's a consolation prize, but it's also, you know.
One of them's here, Rose.
I know. Can I? Here's the thing. I hate to spam checks. So if at any point you would like me to stop doing that, you let me know. But I'm also like, James, am so suspicious, and Rose is very clever. Can I, when she says that, do I feel like there is more anger at the situation, or do I feel like that's a moment of like true feelings coming through?
Which in particular?
the one of them is here. Basically, what I'm trying to figure out through like kind of the way she's talking about the family, do I feel like there's any hostility towards this family, having seen like the way that she looks at Tenant and that feeling of like not knowing Riva really?
Make an insight check.
I'm threat assessing kind of at the moment.
Make an insight check with disadvantage.
Okay. Wow, that rolled forever. 21.
What you get from this is not anger, but is a deep, profound sense of grief.
Okay, cool. God, how is Rose gonna respond to this? Jesus, not well. I think Rose in this moment, like, was looking at her, and she says this, and it kind of, like, hits Rose, and I think Rose actually, like, drops her gaze for a moment in this, like, reminding herself that this is not just a threat to be assessed, like, this is also just a whole person. And kind of closes her eyes and nods a little, and yeah. I won't pretend that I have the right thing to say for that, because I don't. And it's unimaginable, and I'm so sorry for you. Yeah. I guess what I'm trying to say is this is a shit of a situation. It's awful. And I don't know how you're feeling, and I don't pretend to. But if you need someone to have a fraction of understanding about it, I'm a good listener, you know? And I don't come with all the baggage that, you know, those who were there have. And, you know, I make a mean tea. So,
No, I've never been a tea person.
no, I can figure something out.
Okay.
Probably.
I'd like to try. Kind of squeezes your arm gently.
Mm-hmm.
I am, and like seems to be switching in their mind between I was and I am, and like can't really settle on the word until she finally ends up with, I'm a fearsome fucking pirate, Rose.
Yeah.
And you are something else entirely. But I see a lot of myself in you. And I'm glad you got here, even if someone had to kidnap you to do it.
Ooh, that's half James' processing time. Thank you. I am very happy to be here. You know, this is, it's not often that you find a family that you feel destined to be a part of. And I know I speak for both of us when I say we would do anything to protect it despite our circumstances. And from what I've heard of you, you seeing a piece of yourself in me is a wonderful compliment. So thank you. And I think in this moment, Rose finally kind of like centers on the thing that's been like nagging in the back of their brain this whole conversation. And lets her eyes kind of fall to that necklace that Ruby was playing with. And feigns like she's tries to play like they've just noticed that it's there. And she kind of smiles and goes, "Oh, that's lovely. Can I ask? Sorry, princess, interested in finery. Some old habits die hard. Can I ask? It looks like there's a stone missing from it. Was it like that before?"
Kind of like looks down at it. If by before you mean 30-something years ago, no, it wasn't. I don't know what happened to it.
Can I do one last insight check on I don't know what happened to it? I'm sorry, Reid.
No, don't apologize.
Well, I don't want to be one of those players, that's like, I can't make any decisions, but James, sometimes am bad at reading people. And Rose is not. Okay, that is insight with disadvantage 19.
She doesn't know how to do it.
Okay. Can I ask how big is the slot where the gem was?
It looks like it was like one large-ish like stone, and it had 3 smaller stones underneath that appear
And
to
they're all
have
the
been
same?
like added on afterwards. The 3 smaller stones are all there, but the one large one isn't.
Can I ask, size-wise, just out of, morbid curiosity, would you...
I'm trying to look for something that I can show
Oh,
you.
no.
that it's,
I have a
the
specific
size.
question for you. I have a
Oh,
specific
okay.
frame of reference.
Sure.
Can I ask, would you say it is perchance maybe very similar or the same size as the ruby that she surely was trapped in and also was in the ground? Interesting. Okay. Rose kind of nods thoughtfully and says, can I ask what stone it was? What kind?
Ruby.
Oh, I guess that makes sense. Yeah. Well,
it was a gift from Wayland.
Ah. Well, if you wish to have it filled at some point, I'm sure I could get in contact with... We have some very lovely gem workers as, maybe not friends, but allies at the very least. I'm sure we could get something if you would like to. Or something else entirely. It's up to you.
Thank you.
Of course. Sorry. I am tired. I should probably go make sure that the croissant that was destined for my husband actually made it there. But again, and I kind of reach out and I put another hand on her arm. If you need anything, I'm just across the way. Even honestly, if you need to go stand on the docks and scream.
You'll want that.
Okay.
This
Do
is
you
your
need
hand.
anything from me before I go? Do you need...
I'll accompany you back.
Okay. Lovely. And I will walk back with her, having normal thoughts and feelings.
Anything else anybody wants to get done in this moment?
Can I just walk up and knock on Riva's office door? Mother!
Ben.
Hey, just, checking in, really. We haven't actually talked in a while. How's it? How are you in, real words, not just stern looks, please?
I think as we're looking at Riva, she looks tired. And I think... I'm just thinking about this vision. What you're probably going to see are the crow's feet around her eyes. And sort of... I think I look tired. It's been a long couple days. And Riva kind of looks at you. It's fine. Not anything that I can't handle. Now, do
Right.
tell us about this paramour of yours. How'd you meet?
I walked into a bakery and I don't know if I'd call it love at first sight, but pretty much the closest thing to it, at least on my part. But, we were acquaintances for, 2 years, and then something more happened. But she's really great. She's really great. She loves the rain, which I can't even fathom. But it's a good thing she ended up here.
Are you
Ecstatic.
Good.
So, this crown. I know you probably talked to Tenant about it, but what are we doing with it? I'd just like to know. Be in the loop. Please.
You You demonstrated yourself extremely capable over the last few days. Would you like to be more involved with the business side of things?
Yeah, of course. It's all I've been asking for years.
We'll start small. I don't
Okay.
want to throw you off the deep end and put you into something that you can't handle.
Well, it's a good thing I'm a really good swimmer.
It runs in the family. We'll start small. Make sure you have what you need. And then we'll work up to larger projects. Does that sound good?
Perfect. I know I said this downstairs and got a lot of looks. But, you know, Rose touched that thing and she got magic, and Tenant touched that thing and got nothing. And I can't help but feeling the next person to touch it is going to get something bad. So I am once again saying let's just close it up. I mean, you look great, but you're tired. So let's just worry about it another day, yeah? We've got a lot on our plates.
Sweetie. And Riva touches the crown.
Oh my god, Mum.
I'm kidding. Riva, what part of the crown do you touch?
How can I not touch the gem?
No!
You touch the gem. Finger running across the surface. And in this moment, you feel better. Less tired. Less weak. And you gain 20 temporary hit points.
I feel that energy. I look at Nadette. Look, sweetie. It's fine. I promise you.
Listen,
Nothing
I don't
bad will
know-
happen as long as I'm here.
I don't know how I became, the doubter in this family, the pessimist, but nothing comes from nothing. So maybe we just... I don't know why I even bother. I love you, Mother. You're, insufferable in every way. And also, I'm taking you out to dinner next week. You don't get to say no.
Damn. It'd
Yeah?
be lovely to get to know her. It'd be great.
Alright, but you cannot, absolutely cannot, threaten her ex-husband. Not even a little bit. Not even a snide comment. Nothing.
I won't make any promises I can't keep. But for
Mom.
you, I'll try my best.
Hold up my pinky immediately. Come on. Come on.
She holds out a pinky, reluctantly.
There it is. Alright, yeah, we'll go out. We can have a double date. You and Riva, me and Sam. Be perfect. It's almost like what normal people do.
And with that, I think Riva's heart is filled with joy.
Alright. I am gonna go... What? Sorry.
Get out of here. Let us worry about this. You enjoy your day. Make sure to show Sam around. Make sure
Yeah.
she doesn't fall into any traps or anything like that, or any of that giant gaping hole that we have on the estate.
Oh yeah, I gotta give it the safety briefing. Right. Mm-hmm.
Watch out for and check for all the holes in the walls. Make sure there's nothing in there.
Yeah, fair. Also, I'm telling you that I'm doing this. I'm not even gonna ask for your permission. I'm building a little house for us on the grounds, and you can't stop me, because I'm already doing it in my brain. I've got the layout done. Blueprints locked up here.
Make sure you check with your plans with Rodella, please.
Well, obviously. Yeah, I don't want it to fall down around me.
If you need help procuring materials, I'm sure that, I don't know, you can reach out to Crawl.
Yeah. Alright. Give you a peck on the cheek. Love you, Mum. Don't work too hard. And, don't be offended, but I am gonna get you some face masks and leave them in your bathroom. Just for you.
Smiles
Bye!
first, Biz.
Just runs out of there quick before I get yelled at.
Alright. Anything else?
Yeah, if no one else wants to do a thing, I would love to do a thing.
Go for it.
I think when so when we make it to the front door, where does Ruby go? Ruby Senior.
Probably go and sit back in that rocking chair. Grab a book.
Cool.
Start reading.
Then I will kind of follow her back into that main room. I will pick up a half-eaten slice of chocolate cake that I discarded to get a 3rd level spell slot forever. And I will, never mind, beep, backing up. I think I'll kind of look at it, and is Rodella still in the room? Cool. I will kind of look at the cake, take a bite, and go, God, Rodella, can I steal half of this to take back to the cottage? Do you mind?
It's not mine, it's Mario, so go right ahead.
I mean, I couldn't put you out to bake anything, so. So, we'll have to settle.
Please. Take some food.
Okay. Yeah, God, yeah, absolutely. Would you mind helping me box it up in the kitchen?
Yeah. Cordell, oh, okay.
Thanks. And I will. How far is the kitchen? Ow, I have a tingle in my hair. That hurt. I yanked on it. How far is the kitchen from this room?
It's like an open concept first floor situation.
Sure.
So the kitchen and the dining room and the living room all kind of blend into each other, but it goes living room, dining room, kitchen. Okay. That's kind of how it flows. So the dining room is in between the kitchen and the living room.
Okay. So then I think Rose walks in, sort of leans against the counter, starts boxing things up, and it just kind of starts making polite conversation, but I'm very much giving you that look of walk with me here, to work towards it. Yeah, I oh shit, it's gardening day, isn't it? Fuck, actual proper shit. Okay, are you busy today? Can I steal you for an hour?
I mean, I'm free at the moment, so.
Yeah, I just
I have those seeds, and goes over to the cabinet and starts rummaging around, and pulls out a bag of seeds, and then glances over at Ruby just very quickly, just to check what they're doing, and then
she's reading.
Okay, and then grabs the cake that they boxed up and is let's go take these to the kids, and I'll help you start planting these.
Can I steal this plate too? I'll bring it back. This.
You can.
Okay, great, thank you. Yeah. Start walking. As we are walking out of an abundance of paranoia, I am gonna start. Oh fuck it, I'll just cast it. I'm gonna cast Detect Magic, just to be abundance of caution, looking out for scrying little orbs.
Yeah. You don't get anything.
Okay, cool. I think I'm gonna wait until we are in the cottage and the door is closed, because Rosie's high alert. Kind of puts the plate down, folds their arms a little bit, takes a breath, thinks, I don't want to put you in an awkward position. I'm saying this in Crow's Camp.
Yeah.
But I also don't know who to speak with. I have a gut feeling. Rodella,
About Ruby.
yeah.
All right.
I don't know what it is. She has all the right answers, and I didn't catch her in a lie. She was leaving something out, I guess. But I mean, that could very well be I'm a stranger, you know?
She is Riva's mother.
I don't know. That being said, there is the necklace she's wearing, the one missing the big stone. She told me it was a ruby and it was a gift from Wayland. And it was there before.
All right. Oh.
I'm sorry to burden you with this. I don't want to bring it to Riva, but I also, I don't want to give it to Tenant because I think maybe he'll spiral and...
Rose.
Yeah.
Burden me with this. It's already happening, sweetheart.
I know. But it's, it's been a shit couple days, and it's also your mother-in-law, essentially.
I think at that, Rodella looks a little... This is a woman who is just slightly older than their youngest child.
Sure.
And I think Rodella pauses for a moment, and Rodella for being kind of the warm one, I guess, in the family.
Yeah.
But for a moment, Rodella looks at you and just kind of very straight-faced. Ruby's a stranger. I know nothing about them, aside from what I've heard of, from Riva. We don't even know if they are who they say they are, so I think you can rest easy knowing that this is not going to be taken lightly. No one will be trusting her off the bat. I doubt even Riva is, as much as they love their mother. This is a very strange situation.
Yeah. And
You are the kids. You are all my priority. And nothing is going to threaten that.
I think I kind of just reach out and I just put a hand on your arm and I squeeze a little bit. I know.
I think Rodella reaches up and pats your hand and kind of takes notice of while they're touching your hand, they kind of look down, and Rose has just a constant assortment of just so many rings that everyone has been giving her at various times. And I think as they pat your hand, they see the one that they gave you on your birthday, and just kind of smile and squeeze your hand.
Yeah. Look, I could be wrong. I just... What?
Said we all could be wrong, but that's why we need to make sure we're right.
Yeah, I couldn't get to the bottom of it, but she spoke when she came out of the ruby, she physically couldn't attack. And I don't know if that was her talking about shock. I don't know. That being said, I have done my best to position myself in the spot of confidant. So,
What a politician.
Yeah, don't let my father hear that. I'll roll over in his grave that he's not in yet. But if I come across anything else, I'll let you know. I just, if it really is her, and everything is fine and normal except for the weirdness of the situation, she is terrified of Tenant, and I don't want to tell them and give him reason to put their guard up and potentially lose that relationship if it's real. So.
Yeah. to leave her, really. Tenant's such a sweetheart.
Yeah. See, I see that look in your eye, but I stand by it. Yeah, I don't know. But, I will do my best. And, all I can do, I guess.
I think your best is more than enough.
Thanks. I think kind of like keeps that calm expression on, but you see like the tips of her ears get a little rosy.
I think Rodella reaches out and just kind of like brushes a hand over Rosa's hair and just kind of like, almost in an attempt to kind of brush out the temporary discoloration.
Mm-hmm.
And then sets the cake down, puts the seeds down next to it, and says, "I'm just gonna stay here a little while longer, but you don't have to garden if you don't want."
You are welcome to stay as long as you'd like. Kids are at school. I'm gonna take a nap probably, as I'm really tired.
That might be.
I know it's like 10 in the morning and I just woke up, but yeah.
I think Rodella reaches out, squeezes your hand, and just says, "Congratulations."
Rose, like, for the first time this morning, like, genuinely, like, really, like, beams. And I think there's, like, a couple more of those spring flowers kind of appear in the crown of their head. Thank you. I was gonna tell you in a different way. I'm sorry that you found out that way, but...
I'm thrilled.
Good. Good. Well, that's good, you know, because the baby's gonna need a middle name, and I was just thinking, you know, Mum, Rodella would make a nice middle name, so. And you know, unless you hate it, in which case, it being the idea, not the baby, just to, yeah. Yeah. Any thoughts, constructive criticism on that? Oh, easy. Well, it's done then.
I need some tea.
We can do that.
Okay. We fade from there. And time moves on, as time often does. And we're going to be heading into sort of like a movie montage type situation for the next section of our session here. My lovely, incredible, wonderful players, what do you do over the next year and a half? Who would like to go first? Yeah, TT.
I think probably like the first thing, as soon as Rodella gets kind of the rundown from Riva of their intentions moving forward, I think Rodella's first kind of action is to kind of train Ruby Senior up, because I think at this point, you know, they know that Ruby's been stuck in a fucking gem for however long, and is probably a little bit rusty. And I think ulterior motively, I think Rodella, with what Rose said in mind, wants to see what Ruby's made of, what they're capable of, where they're at, gauge who they are as a fighter. And I think Rodella includes Ruby and Tenant in those lessons, so that they can have an understanding of what Ruby is capable of. And I think Rodella might instruct Tenant and Ruby prior to those lessons, might instruct them to keep their cards close to their chest and only do what they have to do and not show anymore when they are fighting with Ruby.
Sure. Is this the first scene you want to do?
I think that's more of a like point of business.
Sure. Priority number one can be training, yeah. I think that it takes Ruby maybe about like a week to really start showing her colors and her abilities. It's, you know, like teaching someone to do something they already know how to do, right? Like she is a trained fighter and she's good at what she does. It's just she was, you know, spent 30 years out of practice. And so you're able to kind of see that begin to shine. I think after, you know, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, she's a formidable opponent. She can best a lot of you. And she does it by being a sneaky fucking bastard. She will cheat and take any advantage that she can get in order to best someone in battle. She will talk a lot of smack, and she kind of really finds herself in these moments.
I think at one point, Rodella pulls Tenant aside, and just as an aside, says, if there's ever an issue, if there's ever any reason to play just as dirty.
Will Ruby fight Tenant? Like in these sessions?
Yeah, if Tenant will let her, yeah.
Tenant doesn't really fight. I think Tenant will, for most of these training sessions, kind of observe sulkily from the sidelines. Like, is not very much a melee or, you know, hand-to-hand fighter, but will kind of spar back and forth with Ruby as they're used to doing, which probably just ends up in, like, slapping fights. But we'll watch Ruby very carefully. But I don't think is comfortable going one-on-one against her.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I don't think that Rodella meant that in the sense of just in general.
Yeah, yeah.
No, she never does like damage, right? It's always like the blunt end of a knife to someone's throat and like a haha, gotcha, like stopping just short of hitting someone in the stomach with the rapier. Like it's never like, there is never a moment where you truly do fear for your life. But yeah.
I think just if this look that she keeps giving him does not let up in any way before these kind of training sessions happen, he's just not willing to put himself in a position where he's fighting someone who looks at him like people used to look at his grandfather. It just makes him feel sick and angry, and he just won't do it.
Mm-hmm. It's not that the look stops happening. It's just that it doesn't seem like she's so focused on you anymore. Right? Like there's more in her brain. There's more for her to be looking at and focusing on, that her eyes, when there's not something to look at, don't draw to you. Right? In the same way that, like, you know, your tongue will go to the cavity in your mouth if there's nothing else for it to do. Right? Like oftentimes we, as much as we don't want to touch or look at something, are so drawn to it that we have to and we can't look away. And I think that kind of magnetism stops after a while. And on the moments where her eyes do flutter in your direction, they don't linger for long enough for there to be any sort of meaningful expression.
Okay. Then I think Tenant starts to pretend that she doesn't exist. And he looks right through her every time she's in a room.
What else?
Sam and Nadette build a little cottage on the estate with the help of Riva and Tenant. I think the main thing, Sam, is continuing to work at the bakery, getting the divorce settled. So it's kind of the three of them and whoever they get to help to build up this house. I think Nadette commissions steel-toed slippers for this so she can be safe and comfy while building this house. But yeah, they all kind of work on it together.
Cute. Very cute.
Mm-hmm.
Bless you.
Bless you. I think Rodella gets Sam to teach them some baking tips.
Oh, sure. Absolutely.
And I think during this period of the year, Crowcolt enterprises, I think, are really kicking up a notch. Business, I think, ramps up. There's a focus on expansion. And I think Riva focuses more and more time on... I think there's like this interesting thing where there's just too much work to do. And I think she pulls in, I think, the family to start to do more. There's more projects, more expansion, spy networks to build, information to suss out, artifacts to collect, territory to expand. I think she pulls, every single member of the family into that work. And I think she dives in wholeheartedly. And as she, I think, expends more and more energy, I think occasionally, on those late nights, she touches that ruby. Just for an infusion of energy.
Yeah. I think... So you leave the crown, out on your desk? Where do you leave it?
I think it's in a locked box. She's gotten a matching, box made out of, black cherry wood with a lock shaped in, a sterling silver crow. And she keeps it, in a drawer in her desk. The bottom drawer, behind, a hidden compartment.
Time you bring it out and you touch this ruby and you let this energy wash over you, you feel even better. As if every time the effect is growing, so much so that it feels so good to be under this effect that when you're not under it, it's like, what's the point, It gets to the point where you've got, 100 temporary HP when you touch this thing. And by the time that goes away, there's no longer that feeling of invincibility. There's no longer that feeling of I can do fucking anything. I'm untouchable. And you put it back in the box. And it takes you an extra second to put it away.
Do you do this when Rodella can see?
I don't know. I genuinely don't think. I think this is late at night, when there's work to be done, and more work to be done. And this is after dinner, after think the thing that you would notice is that there's probably a book of poetry on Riva's nightstand. And you notice the bookmark hasn't moved places and it's starting to collect dust.
Hmm. I know all about it. Got a nat 20. I know my wife.
Mm-hmm.
I think maybe Rodella starts to notice. That you come to bed and you're not tired. That, throughout the day, maybe you're exhausted, but after you leave your office, you're rejuvenated. And gets a little bit concerned. And I think has probably seen you with the crown and has asked you about it and heard a little bit. I don't know how much you would tell Rodella about what the effect of this crown is. Or if this is all something that Rodella has to observe.
Sweetie, it's fine. It's just a little bit more.
Maybe don't use it so late at night because my back is aching.
Oh, my love. And I think she kisses you deeply.
Joking aside, I think Rodella is very wary of this and starts to kind of keep tabs on how often and how drastic the symptoms are.
Riva, are you trying to hide this?
Once I think Rodella starts expressing her worry, I think there is an intention to. Of course, there's an intention to hide it.
So go ahead and give me a sleight of hand check, and TT make me a perception. Sleight of hand or stealth, it's up to you, Bree.
It's a 21.
It's a 15.
There are moments, Riva, when you're so engrossed and enraptured by the beauty and the power that this item gives you that you can barely even notice Rodella in a bathrobe standing in the office door. What else are people up to?
I think Tenant, who historically in this family has switched between rebellious, abject disobedience and paranoia-induced, frenzied workaholic behavior, none of which have ever been particularly productive for the business objectives of this family and have always been spurred by Tenant's own agenda and priorities, has done a almost worryingly so 180 and spends an awful lot of time in Riva's office discussing strategies and relaying information and making plans, and just so much time investigating, and for the first time in probably the little over 10 years since they returned from the ant farm, leaves the planet a few times, which is not something Tenant ever found the courage to do previously, and goes off on these missions, and when not doing that is all consumed by their wife and her pregnancy, and just dotes on her and their children as much as he physically can in the time that he has available. She gets brooded pregnant. It's very cute.
What else?
I'll jump off of that. So, elephant in the room, I surely do have a baby about it, huh? That is how things work, I guess. So I think I think Rose for the next year and a half falls into this very delicate balancing act of sort of like trying to protect and nurture her family and this like growing concern for Tenant, who they've never really been apart, like seriously apart in probably like what, a decade or something, like planet apart. And so, has a normal reaction to that. And just like, looking after the kids and doing everything she can to befriend Ruby Davies, not entirely from a place of suspicion, but like 60% care, 40% suspicion, makes a point to just kind of get as close to her as possible and bring her into the family and into the life. I start giving my little babies magic lessons because it's about the age Rose was when she started getting magic lessons from their father, derogatory. And so, might as well. And then I think the third thing, kind of balancing their role in the business. I think in the attempt to kind of hand out tasks, Riva does hand Rose quite a bit. And Rose will not disappoint that woman. And I think, in sort of like in the beginning of the year, has this realization that whether it was bestowing the curse or touching the crown, something sort of opened up a new wellspring of magic within her. And it's made their seasons a little less predictable, and it's given them a fuck ton of magic, and kind of balancing exploring that and doing the magical research she was doing for Riva before all of this happened. Kind of goes into her really stressed girl arc, and just tries to keep all the balls in the air and dreads the day that they eventually fall. But hey, on the bright side, Rose and Tenant go on a baby moon in the Salesian system.
Yeah.
Hang out on some nice beaches and
I think this comes about towards the very end of your pregnancy.
Mm-hmm.
Tenant has been off planet for what was meant to be like a few days, but I think surprises you and somehow manages to get everything done and comes home like a day early and just kind of sneaks into bed in the middle of the night and wakes you up. Just like lies next to you and just like starts stroking you gently until you wake up.
Rose, as Rose does, only half wakes up. Kind of, this morning.
Not quite.
Okay. Is someone dying? Is everything okay?
Not.
What time is it? I feel like I fell into a coma.
Oh.
Hi.
I mean, I was trying to surprise you, but you can go back to sleep if you want.
No, it's all right. I'm awake. What do you need, honey? What can I do?
Hi.
Hi.
I missed you.
Hi. Sorry.
Just like beams at you like so hard that like their eyes glow and they just like kiss you.
Yeah.
Baby
Just like,
brains really got you, huh?
sorry, it's been a decade. I've gotten a bit used to waking up to you, so. How was it? Are you okay?
You weren't
Was
just
everything okay?
abject with just distraught without me for 2 days.
I mean, of course
You
I was, but
didn't even miss my presence.
the only respite was sleep. So forgive me for. Are you? Is everything okay? Was everything all right? What happened? And I think that kind of line of worry returns a bit.
I think he just holds your face in his hand and with his thumbs smooths this line out and is like,
I missed my wife and started having stress dreams about her popping our baby out with me not there. So I came home.
Yeah,
And
I
feel
sent
much
those
better.
to bring you home. Sorry.
I knew that. It's this
Yeah.
weird new magic you got going on.
Yeah.
and kind of combs a hand through your hair with these kind of new flowers that kind of crop up every so often.
Mm-hmm.
Did we figure out what that's about, or is that a pregnancy thing?
I don't think it's a pregnancy thing. I don't know. That weird magic that I did back kind of nods a little bit and does not finish the sentence. I mean, I'm from the bloodline of kings or whatever, and I think I just sort of
All right. It's not showing off now.
okay.
I'm a
Well,
lordly
we can't
bastard, I'll
all
have
be-
you know.
Yeah. Well, we can't all shoot green rose petals out of our fingertip. Oh wait, and Rose does it. Oh wait. Yes. Sorry. Yeah, we can a bit.
Sorry, I'm actually getting a call coming through. Hold on a minute. And then scoots down the bed and rests his head on your big belly and is like, oh, what? I've got a call incoming. Hello?
Oh yeah.
Hello?
Go ahead, take it.
Hello?
I mean, Rose just rolls her eyes, but kind of runs her fingers through your hair. very
You're right.
affectionately.
Your mother is an
Unmuted.
incredible show off, and no, it's insufferable in there. I know. It's fine. You won't be there much longer.
You can feel the baby kind of moving around and pressing with his little feet.
I think at that he kind of stops halfway through this bit and just kind of his hands flatten and he just lays his head against your stomach.
You're lucky you're handsome. You know that?
You think I'm handsome?
Yeah. Don't alert the presses. But it's crossed my mind once or twice in the last decade. We've been
Our
together.
baby's gonna be very, very handsome.
Yeah, probably. I mean, good 60% of that is me. I'm not too hard on the eyes either. And
We'll
legally you're not allowed to
see.
say any different because there's a kid in me and it's yours and you put it there. So.
It was a joint effort, if I remember.
Okay.
Well, we'll just see who she ends up looking like.
I guess we will. So,
Do you want to go on holiday?
Yeah. Sorry?
You just and again kind of smooths back this little frown line again.
When Squirt makes an appearance.
Squirt. Mm-hmm.
Yes. I think I'm gonna take you away for a few days. I've got my sea legs back again. Just about remembered how to sail a ship, and go on a honeymoon, but not baby moon. Is that what they call it?
I think that's what it's called. Yeah. I think you can recognize on Rose's face there is sort of this split feeling of both concern and relief. There's been so much concern on their face when they look at you in the last year or so that I think you can see Rose weighing the fact that Tenant was so stressed even before all the first beginning Wallow stuff happened that they canceled the trip that they were supposed to go on. And Tenant really hasn't recovered from that, but now it's there's a lot of weird emotions going on. And I think you could even see some of the flowers that are appearing in her hair are like from different seasons, as if they don't know how to feel, and that's coming out via flowers. Okay. Yeah. Where did you want to go?
Your words are saying okay. Your hair is saying otherwise.
Rose kind of like runs a hand through their hair and like it kind of scoots half of the flowers out of sight and onto the pillow. My hair's not saying anything. My hair is saying, where do you want to go?
Somewhere that doesn't rain 99% of the time.
Okay, so that leaves pretty much every planet but Dorithium.
Oh, well there you go then. World's your oyster.
Okay. Yeah. Sure.
God, don't sound too excited, Rosie.
Rose, I think, had like dropped your gaze and kind of just like looks up at you through their brows with just like a hint more mischief. It's like, sorry, it's not often that people wake me up in, God, what time is it? Like middle of the night to ask me if I want to run away.
Well, in the book of Dastardly Pirates, it is on the first page, and you know, it's worked out for me pretty well before.
Mm-hmm.
I could just kidnap you, though.
Darling, you could certainly try. And I think like Rose's smile falters just a little bit, and she kind of like drops your gaze again, and she says, get inspired by that traveling, did you?
I think he like pulls himself back up to like the head of the bed again and kind of really like encompasses you in his body in this kind of protective, like almost hug, but has not been able to really hug you properly because of the giant bump.
I realized just how shitty it is to travel without my really beautiful wife by my side. And I do owe you a vacation, given that, you know, the last one didn't happen.
Yeah.
And I spoke to my mum, and this is in lieu of paternity leave, so just fucking take the deal when you can, really. Yeah.
Right. We really should get like a union rep in here, renegotiate some terms of that particular contract, but until then, yeah. Let's go on a trip.
Just a beach. Nothing else. I won't.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll have to file that into can't rain every day. Just a beach, nothing else. No cities.
No brothels.
Okay, all right.
I know, Rosie. You have a habit of walking into some shady places.
Okay, it's how. Just will you let me know how many decades are gonna have to pass before you let that one go?
How long do Eladrin live again?
A long time.
Well, then after I'm dead. Sorry.
Oh God, mood killer. Okay, I kind of just like very gently put my palm on your face and kind of like gently turn it away. God, fuck.
Sorry, that's sorry.
Ooh, like pull you into his arms again.
Okay, you can go back to sleep now.
Oh well, now that you've talked about you dying, I'll have such sweet dreams. Might as well. Kind of squeeze your hand a little.
We just kiss your face.
And then I go back to sleep.
Yeah.
Guess I'm tired.
We are going to fade from there and go take our break. We'll be back in about 10 minutes to continue seeing what happens over this year and a half. Don't change that Twitch channel. We'll be right back. And we're back! I hope that you did all your break things and are ready to jump back in to what else is happening in this year and a half. We're going to actually pick up on a mission with Ruby's Squared and Tenant.
This is not going to get confusing in the scene, huh?
Not even a little bit.
At least they're not both NPCs. If they were both NPCs and I was playing both of them, it's over for everybody.
Reed, I didn't tell you, but actually I decided to play a new character over the break, so you are going to have to pilot
Oh,
Ruby,
okay.
unfortunately. So, yeah. Chaser with a steel chair! No.
So yeah, let's set the scene. What type of mission are they on? What's happening? Where are they?
I believe they're on a Riva instructed Wayland reconnaissance mission.
Sure.
I don't know what that kind of looks like because I fucking thought he was dead. I'm still hoping he is, to be fair.
I think Ruby would have like piped up and been like, all right, well, what are some places that he was familiar with, places that he had allies that he could have gone and hidden away with if he needed to. Trail will be decades cold, but there might still be a trail.
Yeah. Ruby will give you an answer that I don't have off the top of my head, and you guys can start following the trail. Opens lore document.
May I offer a little quest nugget? As
Please.
Riva, the player, I think would be fascinated to know where those rubies came from that were originally gifted to her mother.
Yeah.
So I think the question is, where did those rubies come from?
I also think the first thing that Ruby Senior thinks of is Vortis.
Fuck.
Oh, are we gonna be able to? Kind of looks at Tenant and is like, are we gonna be able to get in there?
You fucking serious? The fortress, the place where the good pirates go, and the bad pirates are thrown up in a lighthouse? No.
Not. Listen. There's a collection of people who wait outside of the maelstrom, waiting for an opportunity to try their hand again to get in. That's where the mediocre pirates go. Not the good pirates, not the bad pirates, but the mediocre ones. They sit and they wait because they're too scared to go in. So, if the descendants of the mediocre pirates that we allied ourselves with are still kicking around, that's what they're going to be.
Okay, great. Fucking great.
Can I just clarify a piece of lore?
Yeah.
The remaining Sea Devils that were exiled and then threw Tenant into the ant farm, did Riva send kill instructions after them when he returned home? Because I think that's been thrown around, but I don't know if that's for sure happened or not.
Bree?
And that will greatly determine how safe Tenant feels.
I think there has been kill instructions, capture instructions, and definitely torment instructions.
We covered all bases. Okay. Does Tenant know if all of those have been successful?
I feel like if Riva hadn't told you, Rodella would have for your peace of mind.
Definitely. I think the impression Riva would give us has been taken care of.
Okay, cool. It's fine. I think Tenant then, just probably does a weird kind of awkward wrestle dance with Ruby Senior over who's captaining the ship. She captains the ship.
You think he does?
He's taking his boat, so if she tries and fucking takes it from him, he's gonna kick up a stink about it.
She will not fight you on it.
Fine.
And
Good.
you can start off in that direction.
That Ruby finds herself caught in this weird fucking position between her brother who, like, is rightfully suspicious, but is flat out ignoring Ruby Senior, and the times where Tenant has been so pissed at her that he has just ignored her have been like the worst times of her life, pretty much. That's like the worst feeling, is just to have him like look at you and like look right through you like you're not even there. So, but also, fuck, Ruby Senior sure is here, and this is a weird situation. So I think she spends a lot of this journey kind of like ping-ponging back and forth between the two, very much like sitting on a fence about it a little bit, like trying to like validate Tenant's, you know, concerns and suspicion, while also like being like, well, shit, I didn't know I had to be the nice one, and like trying in her like very awkward way to like be nice to Ruby Senior as much as she can.
I think there's a rare, like, one of the rare evenings where Tenant actually acknowledges Ruby's presence. And it surely is just to dig information out of her. But and he's just not as talented as his wife at masking it as genuine curiosity and trying to get to know you. And it does feel a bit more like an interrogation, but I think...
Sure.
Yeah, one night he's kind of just, like, spends probably about 10 minutes squinting at her in the dark. And then we'll suddenly be like, where the fuck are you from anyway? You're a pirate. Like, how? Why?
Hi. Good evening.
Yeah?
You always start conversations so pleasantly.
How do you usually start them?
Hi. Good evening.
Hi. Where the fuck are you from?
She's kind of like, I think it's probably like sitting and like nursing a drink and like leans back. Gestures to space around the astral sea. I grew up out here.
Okay.
What type of answer are you looking for? Oh yes, here's the exact hospital that I was born in at this date, and this is the full name of my parents and their parents, and I'm a pirate. I don't have that shit.
Okay. How did you become a captain of your own crew? Or is this just like a urban legend and you just had a bit of a dinghy and you washed up?
Rolls her eyes. Might be hard for you to believe, but people like me.
Okay.
Takes a deep breath, kind of like adjusts in the chair. It was a family crew, and I grew into the position.
From one family business to another. Lucky you.
It wasn't really a family business when, Never mind.
I think his eyes will just flick over to his sister, just to catch, like, how she's reacting to this information.
It's a great question. Fucking mask. Nothing. She's as curious as Tenant is, I think, about the answers to these questions, but has kind of like kicked her feet up and is just like in the corner watching.
Yeah, I think the next few minutes pass in really weird silence with just these two feral cats staring at this woman. Silent. Ruby and Tenant are very comfortable in silence, are very silent around each other all the time, never feel the need to fill silence with like idle conversation. So they're very used to this. I don't know how Ruby Senior feels about it, but they just stare at her.
I'm sorry, I'm laughing at the chat. Tenant isn't rude, he's autism coded.
Well, guys, I have incredible news about our holiday bot, because our holiday bot, the server, did say it's Autism Sunday.
It is Autism Sunday today! How exciting! Yeah, it's Tenant Crowcolts Day. I think after a couple of minutes of silence, Ruby kind of looks over at you. Come on, out with it. What other questions?
We'll look at Ruby. Other Ruby. Alright, I'm gonna ask. I'll ask what I know he's thinking, but doesn't want to say. How'd you wind up with our grandfather?
There were a few crews that were formidable in the area of the sea that we liked to peruse. Sea Devils are one of them. And I'm not one to run away from a challenge. So we attacked the ship. We could best him. I knew we were capable of it. And I searched the ship for him and eventually ended up with my dagger to his throat and his sword to mine. Nobody had ever beaten me in combat before. No one had ever beaten him either.
How romantic.
Not so
a bit of a look.
Not so different from kidnapping, is it?
I think at that he
That should
pulls
be
back
mine.
and tilts his head, and then Dania's like, "Who the fucking Rose?" And looks away.
I don't know the full story, but Rose said that it was hard to stay away.
People like me too, sometimes. Not very often.
Vera, do you have any questions for us? Missed a lot, so.
Of Linger to Ruby. Back to Tenant. I want to hear the full story. What, she snuck into your window and tried kidnapping you? She bested you immediately.
I think looks up, realizes she's talking to him, and is like, what?
It was a joke.
Haha.
You've got to tell it, Ten. I don't know it. I fall asleep every time you try.
You shut the fuck up.
You just sound very dashing, and oh yeah, definitely you climbed in with absolutely no issues whatsoever. When I've seen you climb, and I've seen you fall.
God, there's two of them.
Yeah, I think in this moment you
There's a lot
can
of
kind
kids
of
has it onto a Tumblr.
you can see the mischief in both of their eyes that seems reflected in each other. While, Ruby's giving you shit and other Ruby's giving you shit, and there's this kind of unspoken
drops like
alliance.
a stone.
Yeah.
Cold fear crawls across his skin.
This is the horror. This is the horror part of the horror.
Yeah.
So this is a horror
Personal
campaign?
nightmare.
It's a horror campaign. Sorry.
Ayo.
Yeah, very, very romantic and dashing, and not at all horrible and traumatic, and nearly resulted in both of our deaths. Yeah.
What, the
Proper romance
kidnapping?
story. No.
Like kicks Tenant under the table a little bit.
Ow.
Like a
Sorry, what do you think gives you the right to my life story? You don't know me.
In this moment, Ruby bites her tongue.
Like grandfather, like grandson, both ended up in the ant farm. Both were the only people to make it out.
Head whips back around. Fuck. Just you?
Me and Rose. And another.
That place. I'm sorry.
What about you, Ruby? Your life story? How many fucking birds do you have? Go on. It's at least
Make
50.
You're lowballing it. What? I mean, they keep having more. I can't stop them.
Wait, they're not joking. You really have birds?
I just kind of started, and it was 4 of them. And then, you know, there were a lot of other birds on Dorithium already. And yeah.
Why don't you tell about the Crow Olympics, Ruby?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Kicks you under the table.
The fuck told you? Which one of your little spawn told you about it? They were specifically instructed to never breathe a fucking word to anyone. Fucking Aspen, wasn't it?
And I never believed her until now.
Just absolutely, like, the first genuine smile you've seen from this man in 3 solid days. And just, like, cackles.
Look, was younger,
You are
and then it became a tradition. It became a tradition. They get excited about it. I mean,
hop over things.
And fly through things and retrieve things and determine. And you know, I'm not gonna fucking explain myself to you. Listen.
Oh my god, please.
I have to make sure that it's the best of the best. All right.
What are you talking about? They're birds, Ruby.
I know that.
Do you give them little medals? You do, don't you?
No, they tried to eat it one time, so I had to stop.
Oh no, I love you so much, but you're so fucked up.
Right, look, I mean, not my fucking fault, alright? Not my fault our family's been cursed with his fucking name, and now everything's crow-themed. I didn't pick it, alright? I just embraced it.
Oh yeah, you committed to the aesthetic, babe. Yeah.
Tenant, I figured out a way to turn myself into a crow once a day. Yeah, I committed, alright? This is kind of the only thing that I have.
Welcome to the family, Ruby.
Yeah, you're in fantastic company. Clearly.
You know, I used to have a parrot.
What?
As fucking cliche as it is, yeah, I used to have a parrot.
Oh.
Fuck.
Well. What type?
There are different types of parrots?
Yeah, I don't know, man. can just say. There are many different types.
The gray one.
Okay. African greys are actually very intelligent.
Yes, they're my favorite bird.
I picked a good one.
I mean,
that came up on Google.
What was his parrot's name?
You have to promise not to laugh.
I don't think that either of us has any right to judge whatever you're about to say. So,
I'm very good at naming animals. Tell me.
Tweety.
Fuck.
I called him when I
that's
was little.
actually better than Crowley.
Oi, Crowley's a good fucking name for a crow, right?
For a crow, it's a bit obvious, isn't it? All right, bit on the nose.
Well, he's not even a proper crow. He's some kind of eldritch.
No,
you know?
he's something else, and I still have no idea. He's been around for 10
Yeah,
years, and I have no fucking closer to figuring out what the fuck he is or what's wrong with him.
Doesn't matter. He flies. He shits. He...
Birds are fucking weird. You know?
And I'm gonna tell you something right now. That he does not shit.
Are you serious? He doesn't shit. Oh my God.
No,
Maybe he is fucked.
he's
I mean, I
so
know he's got
fucked up.
4 legs,
He does,
but I just thought it
and
was
they're
like,
only supposed to have 2.
I mean, that's not as fucking weird as mine. My parrot every month on the full moon molted all of its feathers. It was red for a day. How fucking weird, right?
Strange. Yeah.
immediate. Hold on, let me roll for it because he's smart. I believe. Nat 20.
Ooh.
Goes from smiling, laughing to stone faced in an absolute second.
Ruby doesn't kick Tenant under the table, but just kind of makes a little point of contact, but keeps her, doesn't change her face, doesn't change her attitude at all, but just a little touch of yeah, I caught that too.
Where, parrot? What do you mean?
Yeah, I've never heard of any type of bird that ever did something like that.
No, it's weird. Got a bunch of people to look at it. I never could figure out what was wrong.
What happened to it?
I don't know. I was trapped inside of a ruby for 30-something years.
I'll do it.
I forgot.
Wish I could. Yeah, I don't fucking know.
Just relaxes, but shoots Ruby another glance that's very just a silent acknowledgement.
Well, I don't know, Tim, did you actually want to know about all the crows or not? Because I do have the family tree and everything.
Okay, I think this has been great.
Yeah, go ahead.
I am gonna go to sleep.
Have a good night.
You too.
I will list crow names until she is gone.
Soon as she's gone. What the fuck was that?
Yeah, I don't know. Hey, Reed. That moon sure was full, during our hell weekend. Yeah, okay, cool, just checking. There's no way that's a coincidence.
Hear me out. We could kill her. No one would know. No one would know. We just would go home and go, oh, sorry, Mum. She fell overboard.
You think she's gonna believe either of us?
Yeah.
Think she's gonna believe you?
Yeah, of course. I'm the favourite child, clearly.
Punch on the arm.
Ow!
Look, I'm not saying it's not weird, and it's definitely suspicious. I mean, fuck, maybe she brought the bird with her. To Dorithium, right?
And I mean, gray parrots live for an insanely long amount of time.
She brought the bird with her to Dorithium 30 years ago.
Yeah.
Did you ever see a red parrot, or a grey one for that mind, in the last...
I'm a little bit crow-focused, so I really haven't been paying much look, no.
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 It only showed up when Wallow did.
Yeah.
Why the fuck am I here? Searching for a dead man, when this... It's fucking stupid.
Maybe. I don't know. As far as I can see, nothing's changed, right? Keep an eye on her, keep her close. Yeah? And if you're gonna keep an eye on her, you have to actually look at her on occasion.
Shut up, I was looking at her.
Bullshit.
You guys can go on your mission. I think Ruby had a conversation with Riva early on about the fact that if she was going to go out and talk to pirates, there needed to be some sort of disguise, because 30 years is not forever, and there are very likely people who still know her, and she doesn't want to run into any like ghosts. And so will disguise herself.
I will also disguise myself in that case, because I sure am the spitting image.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's just your face on this, actually. Have fun with that,
The
bro.
only one who's actually been kidnapped by pirates and had his life ruined by pirates is the only one not in disguise. He feels really not.
Yes.
I think, you can go, you can talk to different pirate crews. Some people have a lot of hatred for Wayland. Some people have a lot of they will not talk to you about him because they're convinced that he's still alive, and there's no way in hell that they're going to be caught talking smack about him. And oh God, is he listening to us right now? Some people really fucking don't like Wayland, and are very, very afraid of him. But yeah, you can kind of get some information and a couple different leads.
Okay.
You don't end up going toward the lighthouse, and Ruby does not steer you in that direction.
Okay.
Cool. I wonder why. What else? What else are people up to in the year and a half?
I got something.
Ah.
After Sam's divorce is finalized. Is it finalized?
Yeah.
Did it go through? Okay, perfect. Woo! After that,
I was like, no, they're
so
still
mad.
married forever. Yeah, I went.
I would be in your house. I think Nadette and Sam, towards the very end of this year and a half long break, go visit her family so Nadette can meet the parents. And so I think they're gone a little bit, 2 months, because they're in the Second Sun system, so it's like a month journey round trips, and then they stay for a bit. But yeah, Nadette meets the family of Sam, for better or for worse, who knows?
Make me a performance check.
Oh, I'm so good at that. Okay. Nat 20.
They are obsessed with you. They love you so much. They fucking hate it even. And you are like a ray of sunshine compared to that bastard. The fact that the trip takes a week longer than it's supposed to because they don't want you to leave. You fucking nail it. You hit it out of the park.
I feel like I put Sam's dad on speed dial, and I'll just from time to time call and be like, "Hey Greg, how's it going? What's up?" And we just chat.
Yeah.
about antique furniture. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. I think that you've helped her mom Holly with like getting her onto a Tumblr and like figuring out how it works. Yeah.
Yep, I like put tape over all the buttons she doesn't have to worry about on the remote, you know, so it's just like you press this and this is the volume, here the, you know, do all that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Sam and I return home and talk about what our future might look like.
Well, let's do it. Let's do the scene.
Okay.
Yeah, I think you guys get home from the trip. I think the second that you step back on to Dorithium and it rains, Sam kind of like lets out this deep sigh. Like, God, how much she missed the dark and the cold. And just
Nadette lets out an opposite sounding sigh of like, ugh, here we go again.
And yeah, you guys can start walking from the docks to the cottage.
Perfect. We head to our little house. It's very similar in size and shape to Tenant and Rose's, and there's a little garden right in between them so they can like meet and have tea on their little shared patio and all that. And kind of walks up and you know, Sam's sitting at the window seat and Nadette will come over with like teacups and kind of cuddle up together on sitting, you know, at the window with like their knees pressed together because it's not really made for two people to sit. That was a trip, huh?
Yeah, I'm sorry that they made us stay longer. That's so embarrassing.
No, it was great. Honestly, I think Greg might have surpassed my siblings as my best friend. I'm gonna have to be real with you.
Oh,
he's great.
I told you.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, I knew you guys would get along.
Yeah, we're like the same person. I'm just a little bit dialed up. A lot, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm really glad that we got to do this.
Me too. And I hope we can do it more often. Have them come visit us sometime, maybe.
I would love that.
So, now that I've wiggled my way in and charmed your family, I think we need to have a conversation about the future and what it entails. And I know it needs to happen, but I really don't want to have it. But also, I know that it needs to happen. So if you could lead it now that I've prompted it, that would be great. And I'll just nod along until I have something to say. Yeah.
She kind of like rests her head kind of like on her hands on your knees and looks at you with just admiration over her face. I love you so much.
I love you too.
Marriage was a lot.
Yeah.
For me.
Yeah.
And I feel like I am still in the process of learning who I am when I'm not in it.
Right.
But once I figure that out, I'd love to try again.
Right.
So if you know anyone, I just think that'd be really nice of you to hook me up with them.
I got Holly on to Tumblr, so I mean I could probably get you set up there, get like a dating profile going.
Yeah,
really
no, I think that'd be
launch
great.
you. Yeah, perfect. Alright. Perfect. Someday down the road.
Does that sound good?
Yeah, that sounds good. And you know, we don't have to talk about it now, but meeting that little baby, kind of want one. I don't know. Do you?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay. Woo! Alright, we're all set. I'm gonna get something to spike this tea with. Then now... Oh, wait, is that how the conversation goes? Are we done? Are there more things? Do we have
Yeah.
is there like a checklist? Okay, we did it?
Yeah, we did it.
High five. Okay. I am so happy to share a home with you, and I can't wait for us to be able to grow into it, maybe.
She gives you a kiss. Grab something to spike your tea with.
Mm-hmm.
And then, let's celebrate
Yeah.
the fact that we're in a house that my parents are not in for the first time in 2 months.
Yeah, I was
Okay.
I was thinking about that, but you know, adult conversation for
Yeah.
be right there. Run into the kitchen to get something.
Incredible. Oh my god, not Twitinder.
I'm right, and we
Tinder.
all know it.
Okay, alright. What else happens over the next year and a half?
If I may.
Please.
So I think that unfortunately, at some point over this time, bestie beloved Rodney, my love, my light, flies off to that big farm in the sky. He sure was so goddamn old. And I think that for... Actually, we're gonna find out. Okay, only one. I think that for a solid week, Ruby drops off the face of the earth. She leaves a note on her pillow to let her family know where she is so they don't worry. But just disappears into the woods to kind of figure out who she is when she's alone, because I think that these are some of the first times in her life in a very long time that she has been in true, complete solitude. When she comes back, probably like in the middle of the night, Tenant hears a little rapping on the door to the cottage. Kind of quiet, so she tries not to wake up the kids. Or, you know, mega pregnant or / maybe has a baby at this point, Rose. But it's just knocking on the door to the cottage.
I think he knows Ruby's knock, and will just open the front door and kind of like lean in the doorway. And his face is very impassive, is doing you the kindest thing, which is not making a big deal out of the fact he hasn't seen you in a week. They both know why.
Could you do something for me?
Sure.
I want you to give me a tattoo.
The face cracks just a little bit. Now?
Whenever you got the time, or maybe now, yeah, before I talk myself out of it, just, and kind of gestures to her shoulder, and we'll kind of pull her cloak back a little bit. Can you do, it's like raven tracks?
Yeah? Give me a minute. And
Yeah.
we'll kind of like disappear back inside the house, and reappear with a bottle of wine and 2 glasses. I know you're not meant to drink when you have tattoos, but it's fine. This is not a professional
It's
environment.
special fantasy magic tattoos. You know?
And we'll just lead you silently into his workshop.
Ruby kind of pulls a piece of paper out of her pocket and is like, you remember the time that, we were repainting the house and, nobody told him, and he got tracks all over my room. I kept this and will hold.
Dumb fucking bird.
Yeah. Yeah.
Setting up.
Got,
You're not gonna shout at me in the morning when you wake up with a tattoo.
No. I promise. I've, pretty sure somebody just laid a new clutch, and the new one should be, ready by the time your next little terror is born. That'll be good.
Got any names picked out?
Tossing a few around.
13, 14, 15. You just
No,
name
we're
them.
done with numbers. Gotta do something else. Gotta get a little bit creative.
Wow. Steady
Yeah.
on.
Yeah. Although, I think I'm gonna start, phasing out the training and all that. I think I'm done with it.
Yeah?
Yeah. And I mean, that was never the point anyway, really. So. I don't know, just like. I'm gonna make myself cry so bad right now. Whenever he was around, I always had someone to talk to. I always had someone who would listen. And I knew that if I got myself into something that I couldn't get myself out of, I knew that he'd go and get one of you. It made me feel safe. And, safe has been very hard to come by. I don't know, I wanted all of you to feel that way. Trying to give that to everyone here.
For what it's worth, I don't hate the birds.
I'm sorry, can I get that in writing?
We'll like pause the tattoo machine and be like,
Yeah, I can fit it in
No,
here.
that you know damn well.
Okay. Just have to trust me then.
Yeah, I guess so.
I know I'm not as cool as Rodney, but you can knock on my window anytime.
And, I'm just saying, on the best friends list, you've jumped a spot, so.
Wow.
Yeah, the bird did have you beat, so I'll let you sit with that, actually.
Yeah.
Sorry, I really shouldn't joke when you've got a needle on my skin. Ow!
Be a baby.
It fucking hurts!
Come on. I've picked bullets out of
It's
your
a-
shoulder.
Yeah, but this is like it's extended. I don't know, it's different. And it's on purpose.
Sorry.
And it's like makes a notable effort to be gentler with you after that.
Aww.
Real quick, I think when you go back to your room, on the pillow where you had left your note is just one little piece of chocolate for every day you were gone.
Mara! That's what did it!
Mara, you're killing her.
Did it! Oh no! Oh my god. Fuck!
We'll let Diana.
Yeah, give me a minute.
Yeah. What else do people want to do?
Yeah, I would like to, if I may. So I think probably, honestly, maybe like the day that we saw the scene with Rose and Tenant earlier, like when Tenant comes home, but before Tenant has come home. I think, so while Tenant is gone, I think Rose like really extra dives into the work of the business and like is overseeing all the Academy of Wicked Arts stuff and is researching this magic for Riva and also for herself. And I think has made a habit of like checking in with Riva pretty often about the progress. And on that morning, like kind of paces outside of Riva's door for maybe a good 15 to 20 minutes, to be honest. And then finally like takes a breath and just gives it a knock.
You're late. Come in.
Rose like kind of looks up at the ceiling and is like, okay. And I will ease the door open, and you see Rose is holding this teapot that you would know is the one they always bring, and 2 teacups, and walks in, closes the door behind her. Hi, sorry for that. Just wanted to check in on everything. I brought tea, so.
Thank you. You can set it down right there. Now, can you give me a status report on what's going on with the Academy? Have they looked into that gem research that I've asked for?
Yeah, absolutely. I'll cross the distance, kind of set the cups down, pour a little bit in each. I imagine Rose by this point knows how Riva likes her tea. And we'll just kind of sit in the chair. Yeah, I mean, things are going well. They're breaking ground on the laboratory. Hey, Reed, we actually didn't talk about it. Did the Academy of Wicked Arts know anything about the gems?
Hey, boy.
Yeah.
Yeah, you get a response back that their best guess as to what kind of caused her to be in stasis was the spell Sequester.
That's what I thought it was. Sorry.
It's a 7th level spell. By means of this spell, a willing creature or an object can be hidden away, safe from detection for the duration. When you cast the spell and touch the target, it becomes invisible and can't be targeted by divination spell or perceived through scrying sensors created by the divination of spells. If the target is a creature, it falls into a state of suspended animation. Time ceases to flow for it and it doesn't grow older. You can set a condition for the spell to end early. The condition can be anything you choose, but it must occur or be visible within 1 mile of the target. So that's their best guess, that it was something along the lines of that spell. Could be modified to be cast on an unwilling creature, could be modified to end based on whenever the ruby broke. That's their best guess.
Cool. I explain all of that. I probably have, honestly, like, I probably have a file with, like, the letter with, like, documentation of, like, what research we have on the spell, what it could mean, and I kind of just, like, place all of this on your desk and open it and explain that. So, I mean, it might not be exactly the spell, but it's their best bet.
And for this much time. Thank you, Rose. I think Riva definitely like opens the folder, looks through the papers, and like reaches for the cup of tea without even like glancing at it, and brings it to her lips.
I was actually, if you have a minute, I was hoping I might speak to you about something else as well.
I'm gonna do. I don't know what the right word for it, but I'm gonna do a jonesing for it roll.
Okay.
Yes, Rose. Out with that.
Does Riva look up from what she's doing? I think Rose waits for you to look up at her.
Like, she sets the glass down, sets the paper down.
I know that there is a lot that's been happening and is still happening with the business, and I know that a large portion of that requires that Tenant be your right hand. And I think Rose's hand kind of like comes up to the swell of her belly, which at this point is pretty big. And Rose, like, you can kind of see her steel herself a little bit, and they say, you know, you are so capable, and you have so many capable people around you. You know, you have Ridella and Ruby, and like technically the other Ruby as well, and Nadette, and all of these people, and I have Tenant. So when this baby comes, I need my husband back. And I know that there will always be business and there will always be things, but when it comes to matters off planet, I need you to find someone else for a while. Because I know he won't say it. I need them back.
Riva takes a long pause. You know, when Tenant and you were at the ant farm, despite everything I had, everything that I'd spent my lifetime building, there was nothing that I could do but sit back and watch helplessly. I hope you understand, and I think you do understand, that there's nothing like watching your child go through that. I understand that this work is a burden and it is hard. But if that work means that nothing like that could happen again to any other members of our family, then I think a small sacrifice now is worth it. Now I know this must be hard. And I thank you for having made this request. I'll give you a short while, a day or two. But I need him in this work.
I cannot imagine what it was like for you to watch what was happening and be powerless to stop. There is one thing worse than that, and it's experiencing it. It's being on the inside. It's the kind of thing that breaks you. And Tenant is so strong. and so good and so capable. Please don't forget that if you push them too hard, he will break. And he won't tell you when he's close. We can revisit it when the baby is here. I am happy to do any work from here that can be done to ease the burden of all of the things we're looking into. But the sticking point is I need him. I will not, you see, she kind of takes a breath. There is a pattern in my family that I left of people who are powerless to keep their family together. I will not be carrying on that tradition. And I think Rose, before you can answer, stands, kind of like pushes the folder across the table a little bit and like gives you a nod that is not like, there's maybe a little bit of frustration. There's no like rage there. There's no like ill wish there. There is, I think, a very clear like, this is the line. Please don't cross it. Kind of in her face. And then she leaves.
As the door closes, I think she closes her eyes. Lets herself, I think, like sigh in a moment of regret. Takes a little mental note. Steels herself and gets back to work.
There is a warm feeling in your pocket. The feeling of the key to the box that you keep locked in a secret compartment in a drawer in your desk. Wouldn't it feel great to feel invincible in this moment?
Riva reflects on her life, and she reflects on the pain and the suffering and the failure. She thinks about the fact that over this year, she hasn't found the courage to tell her mother what happened to her sister. She thinks about her helplessness. And she looks at the horns mounted on those doors. And she pulls out the key.
Okay. What else?
If I could go again, now that I'm done crying in my corner.
Go for it.
I think after, Ruby, new tattoo, new woman, is like, wow, this is the first major change in my life in a couple of years. Let's switch things up a little bit. And in true Crowcolt fashion, throws herself into her work to deal with the emotions she doesn't want to acknowledge. So over this time, I think that Ruby, with Riva's direction and approval, begins to kind of graduate from crows a little bit in terms of an information network. And so instead of micromanaging the ever-loving fuck out of a couple of avians, which she's still doing on the side, but begins starting to micromanage the ever-loving fuck out of a network of real human guy informants. I think that she gets a little bit of Nadette's help with this, because Ruby's like, well, fuck shit, this is a whole business. You got to talk to people, get them to talk to you, and I don't know how to do that. But with Nadette's help and with the help of some of their connections, kind of begins this process of information gathering, both in the shadow system, starting to kind of move a little bit beyond, but not quite there yet, mostly in like the building connections phase of this.
Nadette definitely makes you do roleplay with her about having small talk.
Oh my god. Yeah. Yep. And Ruby wants to fight that, but ultimately is like, fuck, this is a valuable skill, and it's a skill that I need to develop if I'm gonna become better at what I do. So you framed it like a homework assignment, and so she's gonna do it. But then I think throughout this process, she is kind of, I think she let her appearance go a little bit. After she lost Rodney, I think that her hair kind of got a lot longer. It's looking a little scruffy. There isn't a little guy to like pick all the twigs out of her hair anymore. So she's, shit's wild. And I think that kind of late one night when everyone else in the house is kind of like out on business or like visiting the grandkids in the cottage or something like that, and it's just Ruby and Rodella in the house, I think that she'll go and find them. Say, hey, could you do me a favor?
Oh, yes.
Don't say it like that.
You don't ask for many favors.
Yeah. I'm doing a bit more, like outward-facing things for the business, and I don't think I can keep going to meetings like kind of gestures to the all of her. I don't know, do you still have those scissors? Could you maybe give me a little...
Rodella gets up and immediately...
You're gonna make me regret asking, please.
Gets up and immediately moves to go grab the scissors. Just kind of chuckling to herself because Ruby looks stunning as always, but all right, sure, you let yourself go, whatever.
I don't know about that. Listen, when your depression pit is like the woods, I don't know, I think that some scary things happen, man.
Pulls a snail out of your hand.
Oh, God. What's happened there?
Yeah, I think kind of wordlessly, a little bit excited that Ruby's like asking for help, but trying to kind of contain that. Goes and grabs the scissors and pulls up a chair and kind of gestures for Ruby to sit down.
Knowing damn well that she is the one who asked for this, looks at that chair with so much suspicion. Like, this is everybody's dog who does not want to go to the groomers. But
I think Rodella clocks that and just goes, "Oh, come on, you've faced far worse adversaries than this. What are you scared?"
Right. Immediately sits down.
I think Rodella takes a moment, they got a little brush, and takes a moment to just kind of like very gently brush through Ruby's hair.
Yeah, there's some tangles in there. There's some...
Yeah.
Yeah.
And kind of, once they've kind of decluttered, gotten all the little leaves and twigs and everything out, they just kind of run their fingers through your hair for just a second. Not too much, because they know that it's not allowed, but just for a second. And then they start cutting.
Done this in a while.
Oh.
I don't know, kind of get why. Nadetta was always telling me that it can be like nice, getting your hair done, and I didn't really get it, but I don't know. Relaxing, I guess. It's fucking stiff as a board. But it's like, yeah, I'm relaxed. It's totally cool. I'm fine.
It's a little bit of a vulnerable thing, trusting someone with a pair of scissors near your head.
Yeah, I guess so. I don't have a fantastic track record with, sharp, pointy things at a dinner table. So.
Oh, I remember when you cut your own hair. You remember the bowl cut?
But we said we won't
I
talk
do.
about it anymore. I don't want. No, I'd actually have no idea what you're talking about. I don't. I think you might have dreamt that one. Actually, I think was Tenant. That wasn't me.
I think it was both of you. I'm pretty sure Tenant had a bowl cut.
Yeah, it was both of us.
I don't know why children are so determined to cut their own hair.
I mean, we did it to each other, so it cancels out. I feel like.
That explains it. All right.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know. No one's done it in a while. Every time she hears the scissors snip, it's like it's clearly trying not to jump because it's like I don't want to fuck this up, but like, oh. So, Nadette and Sam, that's happening, huh?
It does seem to be happening.
Sure is.
Got a house and everything.
I know. I can't believe she sat on that for 3 years. Can't believe she kept a secret for 3 years.
Yeah.
I'm impressed. I haven't been giving her enough credit.
Have you ever thought about having your own place?
I mean, it's not like I need the space.
No. But I mean, I know that you adore us, but living with your mothers is probably not the coolest.
Have I ever given the impression that I really cared about being cool?
To be fair, I'm surprised you're
Everyone-
asking me to cut your hair. What's the sudden...
I don't know. We've got a couple new faces on the grounds is all, and I want to, make sure that I'm presentable, all that.
inside check?
Yeah, sure, go for it.
There have been a couple of new faces on the ground.
There have
I
been.
noticed? Oh, yeah. Okay. That's 19.
Ooh, you just beat me.
Hey!
I got an 8.
Mother knows.
Yeah, Ruby has, this actually, it's bullshit. Ruby has never even once seemed to give even a single fuck about, like, her appearance and her appearance in relation to, like, the people who work here. Like, she kind of, she keeps an eye on them. She knows who all these people are because she thinks it's important to, like, know their faces so she knows if someone's somewhere that they're not supposed to be. But, like, beyond that has been very, like, hands-off. Is like, I don't, these people all think I'm the crazy bird girl, and I'm gonna let them keep thinking that.
Mm-hmm. I think Rodella thinks for a second and just kind of runs through the, like, new faces on the grounds because they have expanded their operation a little bit, and I think lands on, there's one person that they can think of that's, around Ruby's age, and it's a new groundskeeper that was hired by what's our furball guy? Donovan? Yeah. That was hired by Donovan. And I have noticed them around a lot. And so Rodella their expression does not change. They do not show any, like, but inside they're very much going, Mm-hmm.
Just, gotta look like a person. I haven't had to do that in a while, so.
Yeah. Haven't been around a lot of people for a while, so.
Not really. Not other than family and, well.
I don't know if that counts.
Yeah. I don't know, what when you need to when you need to be around new people, like in the business, that you want to impress, and I don't know, Rose talks about fashion and appearances as a weapon and everything, and I think that's very cool. But I don't really think that's my thing. I don't know, what do you do?
I think Rodella pauses for a moment and then kind of steps to the side so that they can look down at Ruby. They kind of step in front and lean against the table. And they look at Ruby and they say, well, if it makes you feel any better, your mother fell in love with me when I had half a face. So I don't think that appearance is your biggest concern.
Right. Yeah. I guess. I don't I don't know, I guess also how do you know going into a business relationship if if it's gonna work out, or if it's just gonna kind of blow up in your face if you stab the wrong person at the wrong time, and they're not expecting it, and it just
Is that what happened?
Yeah, it did. Mom, I fucked it up, and I don't even think I did anything wrong, but I fucked it up. Listen, fucking, she got off the ship, and, I had a whole day planned and everything, and then we would end with dinner with the family, and I was even gonna make sure that she sat next to Rose, so that way she'd have someone to talk to if she got nervous, and we started with a lunch at Mario's when she got off, and then we were there and we were eating and everything was fine. It was all fine. And then some fucking drunk idiot, probably one of the fucking hot rods, I don't know, started running their mouth about our family. And caught sight of me. Tried to mind my business. One of the only times that I try to mind my business for her, because I could tell she was uncomfortable and I didn't want to make it worse. Came over, started saying things, talking, and, I was pissed, but, it was fine. I was like, whatever, I'll fucking put him on mom's shit list when I get home, it's fine. And then he went to put a fucking hand on her. And before I knew what I was doing, I put a dagger through his hand. Didn't really like that. Walked her back to her ship, and haven't heard from her since. And, I thought that she knew what she was doing. I thought, oh, well, Tenant's lucky enough to land a Feywild princess who is perfectly fine with getting down in, the blood and the muck and the shadows with the rest of us. And I thought, oh, fantastic. I found another one. The minute that she fucking saw, she turned tail and she ran.
Rose is a very different type of person to Poppy.
Yeah. Figure that
and I
out.
don't. Rose has seen very different things to Poppy. And I don't think We live a very different life to a lot of people.
No, really?
By no
I thought
fault
that we were just run of the
of your
mill.
own. By no fault of your own. And I think sometimes you just have to find the person that understands that.
I know, I think maybe the galaxy's run out. The deck got the last one, I guess.
Well, if this new haircut is any indication, I don't think you really think that.
It's a strange and unrelated thing to anything that we were talking about. Thing to say, Mum. I don't know why.
Mm-hmm. Oh. Ruby.
Yeah.
You are just as lovable as Tenant, and I know that probably doesn't sound very comforting, but... I think Rodella just kind of grins. And you can see that she's, like, very clearly just trying to lighten the mood a little bit, but means every ounce of that statement. And I think you fully understand how much Rodella loves Tenant. And I think Rodella, for just a moment, because they're having an intimate moment and because she thinks she can get away with it, reaches out and just kind of brushes your hair back behind your ear and cups your cheek a little bit. And then pulls it back away. I think sometimes you just have to be a little bit brave. And try again. Because it doesn't always go the way you want it to the first time.
Yeah. Fuck. Tenant was right. Shit. Fucking mind powers you haven't told us about. Why do you always know, like, the thing?
I'm just very observant. I'm also really old, Ruby.
I mean, I wasn't gonna say it, but like...
I also have a magical eyeball, so...
Yeah, is that how you reading my fucking thoughts? Yeah. Well... Thanks for everything and for listening and
it was a wonderful business discussion.
Yeah, of course. I'm really trying not to make my like standard tell anyone and I'll kill you threats because I know that I probably can't, but you know, I'll be very sad and angry, so please just and we'll just let the rest of this haircut happen in silence.
Okay. Anything else anyone wants to say? To do?
I think there's one big thing that hasn't happened yet.
We having this baby or not?
All right, I'll get on it. Like 9 hours to roleplay Rose in labor, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Great. I should pop out a little lady.
A little lady. Naomi Rodella Crowcolts.
Yeah.
She's real cute.
She's so cute.
Well, of course she is. Look at Tenant and Rose. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
You got Rose screaming, you got Tenant screaming right next to her.
Screaming, crying, throwing up.
Our little baby is a little gray-skinned tiefling with orange eyes and this like fuzzy mess of black hair. She's really cute. I think Tenant will grab Nadette probably the ass crack of dawn one morning with two small twins.
What?
Looking so it's happening.
Right now?
Yep.
Just like slapping Sam, who's like asleep, like, it's happening! Sam!
Oh my god!
Yeah. Okay.
Aspen's just going, it's happening! It's happening! It's happening!
Yeah.
Okay.
Puts a rubber duck in both of the hands.
One of 270.
Oh my god.
Jesus Christ.
More than doubled?
You can't keep getting away with this!
I'm gonna hold their little faces in my hands. You'll be good, okay? Okay? Yeah.
Elowen kind of looks up at you and goes, okay, will you make sure to tell Mom that I love her and to give her an extra hug for me?
Yep.
Okay. And as soon as we can come and visit, let us know.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
I love you.
I love you so much.
I think Nadette is gonna turn to Sam and be like, you're good with these two, right? Just for a couple hours? I can't miss this. I just want to be in the waiting room. Yeah?
Yeah.
And in my living room?
Yeah. Just like waiting in your house. Yeah?
Yeah. Hey, kids. Who wants breakfast donuts? And the kids are going, me. And she'll grab them. Give you a
I'm
kiss.
just gonna grab Tenant's arm and be like, let's fucking go.
Okay.
I feel like right around this time, everybody on Crow Lane just hears Rose go, Rodella!
You
Their
see-
head out a window.
You see Rodella fucking booking it out the door, just like got like an arm full of like supplies that they've had literally like sitting on the table for the last like week, and just like fucking running to the cottage.
Been wearing like a sweatsuit underneath all of her clothing. She like has a tearaway. Yeah.
God. Yeah. Tenant fucking sobs through the
Yeah.
whole fucking thing, and then for about 4 days, just straight afterwards, just not stop.
This baby.
It's
is
just
so
newborn
cute.
crying, Rose and Tenant sobbing.
Yeah.
24 hours a day.
Hey, James, could you roll me a D12?
Oh, yeah. 10.
On day 10 of having
Uh-huh.
this newborn baby, she starts just wailing uncontrollably. Maybe you've like put her to bed at this point in the crib, and she just will not stop crying.
Is it like the middle of the night? Is it the day? What's the vibe here?
The middle of the night. I feel like that feels right.
Just bouncing for hours and hours with like a completely glazed expression with like cotton wool in my ears. Why? The twins never did this. Why? What am I doing? It's because she looks like me.
No, you did a great.
It's me. It's my
No.
fault.
Ten, it's not your fault. But if you cry, I'm gonna
feel
cry.
like
So I need you to hold this
I'm not
together.
crying. It's just my voice.
And as Tenant starts crying, you watch as the little orange eyes of the babies kind of like glow a little bit brighter, and all of a sudden the baby stops crying and coughs, and little flower petals come from this baby's mouth.
Am I having a lack of sleep induced? I don't even remember what the word is.
Hallucination.
That one.
What is happening? This is
Baby starts
This is
giggling
not-
a little bit and starts like moving her hands above her head in your direction, Tenant, and little flower petals start raining down in front of your face and on to this little baby who giggles as they hit her face, as they tickle, and tries to like swat them away.
I think I'm fully losing it.
Yeah. Here's the thing, Snail, my close-knit friend. I probably know a lot of fucked up fae. I'm probably right. Does this feel like a fae thing? What's the energy?
No?
Okay, wait, give it here. Let me...
Okay. Should I go look up colic in the baby book? Because I swear this is a new kind of thing.
I don't think it's... Yeah, okay, let me just, like, take Naomi, and I feel like I, like, hold her out at arm's length, and I kind of squint at her. Can I cast Detect Magic on my child?
Cast Detect Magic on your child. You get a little bit of transmutation magic that's coming from this baby right now.
Okay.
Maybe she's, you know what? Maybe she's just really smart. Maybe she's a magical fucking genius. We got a genius baby.
Yeah, and I mean, you know, with my genes, of course, you know, she's really good at magic. Naturally.
Right? Am I?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. With your smarts and my skills at magic, we've created a. Yeah, I actually can't speak. I'm so tired and confused. Why is there transmutation magic coming off of my baby?
I couldn't tell you what transmutation means.
Like trans is your mutation. You know, when you use magic to turn one thing into another thing.
Isn't that all magic?
No.
Maybe
we're capable parents. We can do this. We don't have to go wake up Rotella or Sloan or both.
Yeah, we can deal with this. This is... hold on.
Uh-huh.
I take the baby back. And I like, hold her up and I squint at her again. And I'm like, okay, Naomi. Do it again.
Looks up at you, big orange eyes. Giggles.
Yeah. Go on. You know you want to. Do the transmutation. Is that, was it? Do the magic.
You hear just like a loud, wet fart.
Yeah. That is turning one thing into another thing. Oh, okay.
She starts crying again.
No. Okay, I will change that.
Okay, thank you. I love you.
Yeah, go to bed.
I'm not. I'm gonna sit up and wonder what the fuck just happened.
No, it's nothing. It's just maybe
a baby threw up a flower petal, Tenant.
Yeah, well, I've thrown up loads of things before. Maybe not flowers, but I don't know.
Okay.
What?
Yeah, I'm just gonna go. What?
I don't know. What is a rational explanation for this?
I think Rose just like stares at you with like eyes half lit, and then just turns and walks out of the room. I'm gonna start making some calls. First and foremost, I'm calling. I hate to say it, I'm calling Flora. That woman raised some weird fake kids. Hey, did Lark ever throw up a flower? Don't ask why.
Okay. James, do we think that at this point Flora knows about Laurel?
Yes.
So I think Flora will start telling you about Laurel doing weird magic things that nobody had an explanation for, and there was no real understanding of when it happened and why it happened, and that sometimes you just had to wait it out, and now she's a very good magician, but also sometimes weird shit happens around her. And that just is kind of what it is.
I think like 20 minutes passes, and then Rose, looking a little more awake, walked back into whatever room you're in, holding the hollow transmitter, and says, okay.
I have a scarf wrapped around my face.
Oh, God. Yeah. Good news and well, not really bad news. Good news. Our child is so innately talented and clever. Not bad news. It's I think she's a sorcerer. Like there's sorcerers that are like wild magic.
Naomi
Like a
sneezes
hard time.
and turns into a potted plant.
No! Oh my god! Jose,
It's fine.
It's a cactus!
I pick up the cactus and I just look at it and I look at it. I don't know how to
And like 30 seconds pass and you have a baby again.
Okay.
Oh my god!
Put the baby back down on the changing table. Okay, yeah. So sometimes people are born innately with magic. And sometimes people who are born innately with magic have a harder time learning to control it, and it kind of just like Laurel. So it probably runs in the family. But Laurel's fine. They turned out fine. So this is fine, and everything's fine.
Naomi. No cactuses. No.
I think she starts peeing on you.
You're just a smelly little baby.
And yeah, over the rest of this time, some weird fucky magic shit happens.
You still have a wild magic baby, huh?
Sometimes she disappears. Sometimes she starts floating around the room.
My God.
A nightmare.
Everyone has to like baby-proof like they like baby-proof the corners of like the
upper
ceiling
ceiling,
and the like.
Yeah.
Anything else over this year and a half?
Sam gets good at magic. That's
Sam is taught by Rose as well to do some wizarding and does some wizard studying on her own, and it becomes a wizard.
my girlfriend's so talented,
So true.
so smart.
Bree, you look like you have something on the tip of your tongue.
I think it's like this time. There's 1,001 things going on, and there's this beautiful addition to the family. But what is still, I don't know, stuck in my teeth is what was Wallow? Like, what was driving it? What was going on with that hellish little weekend where we did rescue Ruby Sr.? But how did they get there? I think that little mystery is something that I think is needling Riva. And
Make me an investigation check. If this is a day where you have touched the crown, you can make it with advantage and add +5. If this is a day where you did not touch the crown, you will be making it with disadvantage and subtracting 5.
This is fucked.
Hey, we can all know that you think it's fucked.
it is fucked. And you know what? This is a day where Riva is riding high and is down there, I think, with that, and probably running renovations in that area and looking into like sort of what's happening, and she's I think investigating. Oh man. I'm rolling this one with advantage if that wasn't clear. that's really nice because, I rolled a 4 on the first dice and a 19 on the second. And with an investigation, it's a 21 plus, what is it? Plus 5 is what you said, so a 26.
You are down in the depths underneath your home. And you start to get these memories in your brain. It's not like you're looking at what is down here in a different light. There is nothing more to find. You have uncovered everything under your home. But somehow, and for some reason, as you hold this crown in your hand, you can feel new memories come to the front of your mind. You can see hands carrying a giant egg. You can see flashes of those same hands writing on walls. Not bird hands, human hands. You can see them meticulously setting up a nest, pouring hot molten gold over it. You can see a little bird, and the walls confused, frightened, growing and growing and growing. This was put here. And all of a sudden, the crown begins to glow.
The entire crown glows, not just the gem.
The whole thing.
I run my hand along the crown.
And you hear in your head, hello?
Do I recognize the voice?
No.
Hello.
It's you.
You know me?
You're the one who keeps taking me out.
Now do tell. I hate to have a conversation without exchanging niceties. Do you have a name?
I used to have one. And I think I might finally have one again. Iphios.
My name is Riva Crowcolt. Now this is interesting. I have many things I would like to ask you.
Do you believe in my power, Riva Crowcolt?
No, but I do believe in mine.
I make you even more than you already are. Riva Crowcolt, I am a god. Do you like to be one too?
I am looking forward to getting to know you better.
It feels warm in your hands.
Riva drinks deeply.
Anything else anyone would like to do over the year and a half? Okay. Time moves on, as time always does. And we come to Naomi Rodella Crowcolt's first birthday. It's a Sunday, family dinner day. But tonight, instead of dinner, you were all gathering for lunch. And that is where we are going to end our episode. Thank you all so much for joining us today. And we will see you next weekend for the continuation of our story. I hope that you had a lovely time. I know we all did. And until next time, go birds. Caw-caw.